Happy morning, children. How are you all? I hope you're all doing good. Welcome to social class. Do you remember the name of the lesson what we have seen in the online class? Yes, the name of the lesson is Diversities in India. Yes, this is the lesson 1 in politics. We have discussed about this in online class now. Do you remember? What we have seen in this lesson? We have seen that everybody is unique. We have discussed about the term diversity and what are the reasons behind this diversity. We have seen about the economic differences and social differences. We have discussed how we Indians are united in spite of these diversities and what is the rise of the mixed influences. We have discussed briefly about the influence of the foreigners, freedom struggle and globalization. Now we shall discuss about a case study of Kerala. Where is Kerala located? Yes, it is located in the coast of India. The state Kerala is known for its wide range of vegetation. Rice, coconut and a variety of spices is grown here. In fact, the spices like clove, pepper, cardamom have made the state an attractive place for traders since ancient times. The Jewish and Arab traders regularly came down to Kerala to trade in spices. Apart from this, the cash crops such as tea, coffee, rubber and tapioca are also grown here. Cash crops are exported to other countries. They earn a good income for the state. Fishing is also an important occupation and it supports a large part of the population. The fishing nets used here are represented as Chinavala. China refers to China as they look similar to the ones used by the Chinese. These are called as Chinavala. Even the frying vessel in Kerala is called as China Chatti. Kerala is an example of foreign influence. When we study the history of this state, we come to know that the Jews, the Europeans and Arabs came here to have trade relations. Slowly they settled down and started spreading the teachings of their religions. Saint Thomas brought Christianity to Kerala. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, also landed on the Kerala. He opened the doors to spice trade between India and the Western world. Ibn Battuta, a Muslim Moroccan traveler, has also written about Muslims living in Kerala. It is because of all these influences that the people of Kerala practice a variety of religions. Now let us discuss about a case study of Ladakh. Ladakh is a cold desert. It lies in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir. There is no rainfall. Such desert conditions do not allow agriculture, though a few trees are able to grow in this cold desert. People depend on the melting snow during the summer months for drinking water. The life of the people living here is difficult. Wheat and barley are the main crops grown here. Apricots are also grown and exported to other countries. Many people depend mainly on the sheep, goat, cow and yak rearing. The sheep in this region are special because they produce Pashmina wool. This wool is very costly. Pashmina shawls are made from it. The wool from the sheep is collected by the people and sold to the Kashmiri traders. The Ladakh region has so many passes through which the caravans travel to Tibet. These caravans carry textiles, spices, raw silk and carpets. The culture of Ladakh is a mix of both Indians as well as Tibetan tradition. The Tibetan influence is visible in food, music and architecture. Therefore, Little Tibet is another name for Ladakh. Buddhism is the chief religion of the state. It is interesting fact that Buddhism reached Tibet through Ladakh. It has a number of gompas or Buddhist monasteries. Ladakh has a very rich oral tradition of songs and poems. The Tibetan national epic, the Kesar Saga, is performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhists. I hope this video is clear to you children. If you have any doubts, you can call me and clarify your doubts. Thank you children.